Time. I'm trying again. Okay. Now I'm in the sun. Now I'm in the sun. We're just waiting for Unisha to come back on in the room. We waiting for oh, there she go. All right, Shay Shay, let's try one more thing. Somebody's hating on us in the ethers. They trying to stop our shine. They're trying to stop our shine. Shay, you gotta put the joining thing in, boo. Shout out to all the HBCUs out there having homecoming this weekend. Virginia State was good. It's like, nah. But for real, though. Let my sister back up in here. Let your music take you. Okay.
Third time is a
Praise
charm.
God.
Is it the
I'm
third
going to
time?
pray that it stays this way.
That it stays this way.
It stays this
Yeah.
way.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So you asked, what makes today good?
Yeah.
And just from the start, like I said, of meditation this rising, um, going through the tone and seal of today, and just allowing myself to flow through the day. So one like was going to the park,
Mm-hmm.
and we went out to the soccer field. And as we were leaving, I saw some tarot cards. KB kept going over there, and I'm like, boy, come from around there. But when I went over there to get them, I saw it was four cards, three face down, one face up, and the one facing up was the Empress card. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I heard, you ain't gotta, don't even touch the other ones. That's all you
Yeah.
need to know. And then one of my dear sister friends called with amazing news, and just seeing her on her journey, it just felt really good. Today has just felt really, really, really good. And I did another video for Big Mama's Greenhouse, which I'm like, okay, you just gotta do that thing,
Mm-hmm.
because I could talk myself out of something
Mm-hmm.
real
Mm-hmm.
quick,
Real quick. Mm-hmm.
real quick.
Amen. But we love the continuation. We love the showing up. We love the days that are better than good. And I'm so
Mhm.
excited to have you here
I'm so
today.
excited to be here. This is super dope. I'm just going to shift just a little bit so it's not so much
Okay.
of a window.
No worries. So this is episode 4 of Women Who Remember. One of my favorites is here with us today. Um, wow. Okay. So a woman who remembers. I'm honored to welcome in my dear sister, C-Star, Umi, mentor, big sister, little sister in size, Sheola Benta, who is a multidimensional spiritual healer, shamanic chef, and womb center practitioner who weaves food, energy, and ceremony into holistic alchemy. Sheola began her journey in 2010, and since 2017, she has dedicated her life to guiding women, especially in sacred sister circles, and reclaiming their memory, body sovereignty, and spiritual alignment. As the founder of the Sana Collective, Shayla creates containers where nourishment, ritual, and remembrance meet. A certified sacred woman practitioner, womb yoga dance practitioner, and raw food chef, her work lives at the intersection of spirit, nourishment, and revolution. And that's just like some, like bare minimum of who my sister is. And then personally to me, I have known Shayla since 2016, I believe. She was the very first person to introduce me to Sacred Woman, and not even just Sacred Woman, but the sovereignty of being a Black woman who is remembering, and the medicine, who is returning to ancestral tools, to be a witness of a woman who allows you to see her in all of her becoming. I'm just so very grateful to walk with you, to have you walk in front of me. You are the prototype, baby girl, and I love you so 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 much. And so very excited for all the things that are opening, have opened up for you as you continue to see yourself in your fullness. So my dear sister,
Yay.
um,
Oh,
thank you
lift
for
me
coming
up.
on today. Yeah,
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 thank you
yeah.
for
All to
having me.
take. Yeah, yeah. Is there
Mm-hmm.
anything you want to drop in? Did I miss anything for today? Or
No, I think that that is plenty. To know me is to love me or not.
yeah.
And, I'm just here learning to take up space and, stay on the mission, stay on the path. And yeah, I'm excited to experience it all and to have experienced what I have to bring me to this point. But nope, nothing else to add other than
Okay.
those their words.
Okay. So before we begin, we have our guests come in and just guide us through a few deep breaths or grounding moment before we move into our conversation together. So would you like to start?
Oh, sure. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So from wherever you are, just plant your feet, your bottom, allow your shoulders to relax, jaws to relax, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. And we'll take 3 deep breaths, bringing the breath to the top of the chest with a nice round belly on the inhale through the nose and a nice contract on the exhale through the mouth. All right, let's take that first deep breath in. Hold on to the breath and release. Deep breath in. Hold on to the breath and release. This final breath, nice round belly, one for humanity and elevated consciousness. Deep breath in. Hold on to the breath and gently release through the mouth. Give thanks.
Thanks. You know, I just woke up. You almost put me back to sleep in 2 seconds.
Come on now.
Okay. So the first question for today is when you hear the phrase woman who remember, what comes up in your body?
What comes up in my body? I would have to say womb calls.
Mm,
Like sometimes I might feel like almost like a kick
mhm,
or just a sensation. And it's like calling my attention to a thing. Or my ears will either have like that white noise
mhm,
or a ringing, right? So it always causes me to stop whatever it is that I'm doing and, tune into the frequency or, whatever is happening around me. Um, yeah, yeah. I did a video earlier today, and one of the things that I shared was, this journey has definitely been something. Thank God for being able to live it. But my greatest, I think, a very pivotal point in my journey is the birth of my son and planting his placenta.
mhm,
I feel that that act just activated something within me that I didn't even know was there to be activated.
mhm,
So it's been quite a journey, just again, remembering, becoming, you know, a beautiful journey. And I keep saying beautiful journey because it could be so many other things, but to be able to experience life and find the lesson and the love and everything really just it does change. It changes things.
mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. And what if one of the biggest changes or like most adamant change that you can recognize has happened?
Uh, mm, I would say and am saying remembering who I am on a very individual, like me, in all of my layers, and still there's much to learn and to uncover. Um, Ask me the question again.
What would you say have been one of the like most prominent changes that you can see, like within yourself?
Prominent.
Mm-hmm.
My voice.
Mm-hmm.
I am more determined now to use my voice and share my gifts in ways that, I shy away from, because I know the responsibility that it comes with, or the legit, like for real, the work that
Mm-hmm.
I will always have to do in order to speak my truth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you talk about, using your voice and you speak a lot about like food being your medicine, when in your journey did you recognize that food was medicine or it could be a prayer? Because I feel like that also kind of is an expression when we would talk about
Hmm.
like using our voices.
Hmm. When I was 30, I
Mm-hmm.
did my very first fast and detox.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very committed to that journey because I spent a lot of time in the hospital. I I used food as poison, right? I had a
Mm-hmm.
very terrible and toxic love affair with food. But when I turned 30 and I did that fast and that detox, it was I, I could see the world out of a new pair of eyes. My body was different. Again, my sight was different, and I just,
Mm-hmm.
okay, there's something to this. And then I just continued to replace the things because I was tired of being in the hospital, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Hmm.
So would you say at that moment it was like a shift of like, I think when we think about like cooking, especially as like young girls, we're raised up in the kitchen or taught we have to cook. And so like almost kind of like an obligation or like a something that we like, it's an inheritance of like what we'll be doing as women. What was the shift
Hmm.
within that? Like just like, okay, this is not a workspace. Like this is also an altar. This is my kitchen laboratory of sorts where you were like, I'm healing myself. So you were saying like, from no longer poisoning my body, but how can I, what is it, eat to live? And not,
Hmm.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Live to
mm-hmm,
eat. Hmm.
mm-hmm,
Um, so you're asking, when did I recognize that shift?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Um, I think the true aha moment for me was when I um, experienced a different type of menstrual cycle,
mm-hmm,
where I wasn't. So yes, the weight comes off, the skin clears up, um, and I had to continue to dig because I did my body dirty, in my unconscious state. I just even It was when I realized that what you eat um, really does play on your body, period. And when
mm-hmm,
I saw how light, and I would even say freeing that
mm-hmm,
cycle
mm-hmm,
was,
mm-hmm,
because I had never experienced that before. I was on birth control from a young age,
mm-hmm,
16. So
mm-hmm,
the hormones, everything was just completely out of alignment. And really, it wasn't until I went in 2017 on the deeper journey that I even knew that you should have a relationship with your womb, right?
yeah,
Because when
mm-hmm,
we eat, right, there's no separation from after the rib cage. So
mm-hmm,
whatever you eat, your colon, your upper and lower intestines is sitting right over your womb space.
mm-hmm,
And if you're just eating and eating, or just unconsciously eating, or I'm gonna eat, all of that goes right into the womb, right? So if we're not careful or conscious, that's where the dis-ease comes from, within, right? We're not even talking about partners and what they eat and what they may be injecting. So yeah, I would say, to answer that question, it was definitely experiencing a different type of menstrual cycle, which I had never felt before.
And so I feel like, that just kind of speaks to the idea of having to go in within first, right? Before, because you've
Mhm.
created so many spaces for women to come together healing. And so it was just like it was a journey of self that you had to go on
Mhm.
first before you were able to even hold space for women to come into to come
Oh,
together. So what would you say that
absolutely.
you've learned about collective healing inside of those circles?
Uh, that everyone has their own journey,
Mhm,
and there is nothing that you can do and or say to make a person do a thing, right?
mhm,
When I first started my journey, it was like, oh, you do it this way because this is how I experienced it.
mhm,
So, and even though some of those core things are still there, I'm
mhm,
very much more hands off ish
mhm.
because you could be very much pulled into people's things if you are not careful. And there were times when I wasn't so careful, and
Mhm,
you can get ran over in them spiritual streets. So,
mhm, mhm, mhm.
yeah, I hope that that answered the question.
No,
When I
it
go
does.
for a walk in the woods, you might have to,
Yeah. Bring her on back in.
bring her back in. Somebody go get her. Go get her, please. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That is very true. Having to learn just what you said when we were in here, just protection, right? Like the spiritual
Hmm.
protection, the covering of yourself, and being able
Hmm.
to go into these spaces and hold the space is just like, this is also something that I have to do in order to continue to
Hmm.
do this so that I don't run myself ragged, like so that I don't start trying to pull and like extract from people what they're not ready to release. So, amen. Yeah, yeah,
Because everyone's on their own timeline.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that that was a big lesson for me this go around because, I
Mm-hmm,
vowed never to do sacred space,
mm-hmm,
until I had to do it. And it was such
yeah,
a different type of experience because I wasn't so close to it in a way that was, I really learned some things. And that
yeah,
is, you got to give people space to do
yeah,
how they going to do, when they going to do. You know you well enough to, well, like you said, you don't necessarily have to do a thing when you get home if you do it before you leave the house. So I
yeah,
strive, whether I'm holding space or not, to um yeah, just protect and
yeah,
shield.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
Someone asked me, why you always doing them rituals? You'll see.
yeah. Okay. And
Okay.
within that comes the teachings, because it's just like we can be
Mhm.
a student of ourselves, right? Because obviously we say
Mhm.
all the time, like nobody knows you better than you know yourself. And also, one of the beautiful
Mhm.
things about, being in spaces, being able to sit at the feet of our elders who have paved the way before us. And you've been able to
Mhm.
do that with Queen Afua and Dr. Eris Latham.
Mhm.
Latham?
Mhm.
Okay, that's information. Okay, okay.
Let's go. Mhm.
Latham. Okay, you
Mhm.
had to put Latham. You had to get faint. Okay, Latham. Amen.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
And what lessons would you say that you have been able to learn at the feet of your elders that held you, that has helped you guide women today?
Hmm. Um, I think it's that same thing. Like you have to focus on you first and foremost.
Mm-hmm,
Because you
mm-hmm,
really can't, it's like put your oxygen mask on first before you can help another.
mm-hmm,
Um, and especially with Queen of Fu, I was able to see her be an embodiment of that.
mm-hmm,
Um, and that was just awesome to see. Like, you really have to tend to you, mother you, because if you are saying that you're going to help someone else on their journey, you really got to know you got to know you got to
mm-hmm,
know when you feel that tingle in your leg. You got to know what that means, and you
mm-hmm,
have to be
mm-hmm,
obedient to that because again, it'll pull you in. um from Dr. Aris, I feel like I learned from him, I think, and sending love and light to him too, because someone has hacked his account and they're posting all kind of craziness. So if you follow him as well, just
yeah,
keep
yeah,
him
yeah, yeah,
in your high vibrational thoughts. Um, but being honest and true to who you are.
Mhm.
Because if you do not know who you are, people will tell you, and I go so hard on that particular topic because I listen, you got to go within.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I am willing to work with those who are willing to do that. Like I used to be like, everybody come on in. Let's, mm-mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, no. You have to want to do the work. And even if there are going to be times where it's like, I don't want to do it. All right, well,
Yeah.
you got about 4 days
I
to
mean.
not want to do it. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
You gotta get
Yeah.
back in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And what would you say are some of your practices? Like you were explaining like you've gone inward and all these things, and people just like, well, what is the work? Like, what do I need to do? And obviously you can't tell other people what to do, but what has worked specifically for you in a sense that has kept you nourished? It's like I know that I can go in my healing toolbox and this is what I have to help bring me back into center.
First and foremost, my spiritual team.
Mm-hmm.
Like getting to know like my team, like those that have come before me, that are rooting for me, that are like, girl, whatever you need, say the word. So
Yeah.
really being able to even be still, to sit at my altar or just wherever and tune and tap in,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
being outside in nature. I love it. I'll ground quick, fast, and in a hurry. I love being barefoot. I would love to go to the water more, but I love a good shower and bath. I tell you, I love the water. I do. I do. Um, I really, really, as much as because I can be an introvert, extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
very much enjoy hermit mode, but when you get me out, it's I can do a mile a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I love solitude.
Yeah.
I love being able to turn everything off, even my own stuff. Wait, hold on. Everybody be quiet.
Okay.
I
Okay.
love it. I love it. I love it. And, hermit mode or not, it just really allows me to really just be with me. I don't need a whole lot of people. And at one point in my life, I thought that I did.
Mm-hmm.
But after
Mm-hmm.
some experiences, I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy solitude.
Mm-hmm.
So quiet time, nature
Mm-hmm.
time, water time,
Mm-hmm.
spiriting time, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
um, commanding time,
Yeah. Yeah.
ritual time, routine time, you know, and rituals and routines can be different for any and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just got to be quiet and allow my spirit team to tell me what I need and what I need to put together and what I need to do with it. You know, if you see a woman dressed all black at the crossroads, it might be me.
Yeah.
So just just really striving to be quiet
Mm-hmm.
and obedient. And
Mm-hmm.
even when I'm halfway obedient, they still be looking out. So it's just like, okay, let me obedience it up just a
Yeah.
notch
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
putting too much pressure or, extra strain on myself.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's the part when you're trying not to put too much pressure. And it's just like, because when you know, right, about where you're
Mhm,
going, what they saying about you, and it's just like, okay,
mhm.
I got this to do. I need to do this, and it's just like, and it's like, okay, like,
Yeah, 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 yeah. And that's
yeah.
when you would say, you know what, take a breath and go sit down.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, I have for like being a perfectionist about things, even to start in Big Mama's greenhouse on YouTube. It's just like, girl, don't just do it, because if you don't, just do it, because if you
Just do
don't, you're not
it.
going to do it, and then you're going to be sitting
Mm-hmm.
around, you're going to feel it in your body, then you're
Yeah.
going to be looking for something outside of you to blame because you didn't
Mm-hmm.
do what you said you was going to do.
Yeah.
Go sit down and deal with
Yeah.
yourself. You need to check yourself, because it's
Mm-hmm.
not always
Yeah.
outside of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Most times it's not.
Most times. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it makes me
And
think
you are
about what.
always the issue.
Oh, say that again,
It's
sis.
you. I
It's you.
said, and you are always the issue. I said, it's you, so often, and things happen, right? In our relationship, our reflections, because
Mhm,
I'm that way
mhm,
too. But it's just like, okay,
mhm.
but at the end of the day, what does that mean to you, for you?
Yeah,
It's you.
yeah.
You are responsible for whatever you call in. Your soul wanted to have that experience for whatever reason. Did you get the love? Did you get the lesson?
Mhm,
All
mhm.
right.
Yeah. Go ahead
Don't
now.
be trying to stick
Yeah.
around after the
Okay.
expiration date on stuff,
Head
then
on out.
wondering why you sick.
Head on out. Head on out. Head on out. Head on out. Yeah, yeah. And I think that reminds me of a saying that you said, healing one leaf at a time.
Mhm.
So with the healing one leaf at a time, is there a specific leaf that you feel like you're tending to in this season? I know you spoke about, your voice kind of being something that's very much so coming into practice right now. Is there anything else that's just like, okay, this is what I'm tending to right now?
Um, this is what I think my body,
Okay, let's talk about the
like
body.
just doing more movement, right?
Mm-hmm,
Making sure that
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
energy is not stagnant. I used to be a I used to be
Talk about it.
in the dancing arenas. I used to
Yeah,
be in the
yeah,
dancing
yes,
arenas,
yes,
right?
yes.
I was
Winding
the
and
one
talk.
that left with my hair just it was just slide, right? I love to dance. I
Yeah,
love to dance. And I have gotten away from that. So kind of
yeah.
leaning back into just move your body. Be
Mm-hmm,
okay with the sensual side of you too.
mm-hmm,
Dirty Dancing is one of my favorite movies. I love
mm-hmm.
a good juke and wine. I do.
Yes.
Um, and again, just recognizing that this is my organization. My organs have
Mm-hmm,
to be in tandem with one another. So if I'm just going,
mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna do nothing. Again,
Yeah,
rest is fine,
yeah,
but being
yeah.
able to move the body, to know the body,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Now I oftentimes say things happen in spirit before they happen in the physical, but your body also talks to you, right?
Yes.
So just being able to be in a constant practice of moving my body so energy is not stagnant and messages can't get through.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And
yeah.
so I feel like that kind of goes into, you being a shamanic chef, right?
Mhm.
And what does that actually mean? What does it mean to be a shamanic chef? And how do you teach people to eat in ceremony and not in consumption?
Mm. So shamanic chef, that came to me because I am definitely one of the earth. I love to do things in ritual. I
Mhm,
love to take people on and through journeys, right? And shamans, some of them, not all, will go through the journey with you, right? It's not just about telling you how to do a thing. So if I'm working with you on a thing, and I'm not saying necessarily on an individual basis all of the
mhm,
time, but it is the ability to go through a I would say a death and rebirth experience with someone, whether it's through a culinary experience or a sister circle or, just a passing a by on the street. Um, so food as ceremony, more so than consumption, is I think about honoring again the body,
mhm,
right? Because you are giving like if you take in life, you give your body life. If you take
mhm,
in death, flesh and blood, that's what you're gonna get death from that. From death comes death.
mhm,
But if you're taking in life being more of a raw, a food in its more raw state or original state, if you will.
mhm,
Um, if you are eating for comfort, which we do too, just recognizing that that's the season that you're in and you can't stay there long because you need your organization to function, and it can't function if it's in a constant state of defunction or
mhm,
dysfunction, if you will.
mhm.
So knowing the difference between fuel and foul, knowing
Ah,
the difference between medicine and poison. And what's the difference in those? The dosages. So we
Mm-hmm.
don't want to overdo it, right? Because if, let's say, we eating a whole bunch of carbs, it could be our spirit telling us we're trying to fill something, a void within. So the more I eat, the heavier I eat, the denser I eat, I can fill that void. Or it could just be, I am looking for a comfort because I feel a deficit in love in some form of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we can land in those spaces, but the goal is not to stay there long because your organization is not going to run itself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Mhm.
And it's so very true, and I know that I'm an emotional eater. Like that's something that
Mhm.
I've known about myself. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. And I people be
Mhm.
like, I love snacks. I'm like, no, I love meals.
You just
I want a meal.
put a plate.
I want a
Give
plate.
me a plate.
I'm
And I
seeking a
don't mean a
plate, some
petite one.
savory.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's the
Yeah,
gift and the
and
curse for me because I love food. I love preparing. That
yes,
is my love language. If
yes.
I prepare food for you on a like a intimate, just know that I love
Yes,
you, right? That's how
yes,
I
yes,
show my love.
yes.
Um, love to eat. So I had to, and it showed in my body, y'all. When I tell
Yeah,
y'all, prior to coming into my awareness, I just treated myself so poorly
yeah,
because I was so far removed from me. It was insane.
yeah.
But I think that I know that just having a better relationship with myself trumps having relationships with anybody outside of myself.
I
Like
agree.
I've been trying to, oh, but only if I had this, I would feel only the most high, my spiritual team, y'all, has given me just about everything that I've asked for up
Mhm,
until this point in my life.
mhm, mhm,
Everything that I've asked for. And still, you know how they say rich people get rich, but they still,
mhm,
right? Because what I really needed was the relationship with me, and I was avoiding it. I was
mhm,
avoiding her. Everybody else was so much more important than me,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
And
mhm,
yeah. So now I use food preparation to share love. I don't overdo. Um, but I really, really enjoy food, but not so much so that it causes me to be in a low vibration,
yeah,
thus attracting people,
yeah,
places, and things that are not really of my the frequency that I really
yeah,
need to be on, right?
yeah.
Because food will do it. Food will, if you take it in a lot of sugar, and sugar could be many things,
Mhm,
rice, milk, whatever, right? That sugar high, that sugar roller coaster is real,
mhm,
and
mhm.
it makes the bones brittle. So we want to just be mindful of, when we say, oh, well, diabetes runs in my family. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but walk with me.
I'm walking.
Um, diabetes runs in my family. No, what runs in your family is the habit of not being able to either give or receive love, right? Because
Mhm,
diabetes really is a matter of the heart, not so much a matter of the liver. And even if it is the kidney, even if it is a matter of either one of the kidney or the liver, it is saying that I've been holding on to so much resentment and unforgiveness that I don't even know how to love. Like
mhm,
the food, the ailments in the body really do tell a story. You can say whatever you want.
mhm, mhm, mhm. That part. Just say whatever you want, but the body gonna tell.
The-
Okay. The body is gonna tell, yeah, and and if and everything, yeah, just like you said, it is not what runs in your family. I tell them like black people always, but people just it run in my family. No, it does not run in your family.
but you know what that does? Like
It
I'm
takes away the
saying,
responsibility of self.
it's like religion.
Yes,
It takes the
yes,
responsibility off of you and put it onto somebody or
so, yes,
something
absolutely,
outside of you. And again, it's
yes,
always gonna come back to you, no matter how you slice it or dice it. It's
hmm
always going to come back to you.
absolutely,
It's you.
absolutely.
You're the. you're the main character. So if it's not coming back to you, what are we really talking about? That means that somebody else has more, your let's say co-stars have more of a role in your story than
In
you
your
do.
story,
And the moment
absolutely.
that we start to give other people a bigger role in our story, then we begin to diminish our value.
We
And then
do.
when we diminish the value, we are open to really attack or anything.
Mm-hmm. Or be attacked. Yeah,
So,
absolutely. That reminds me, I say this so
mhm,
often. I had one of my therapists. I was always talking about, well, this person did this to me, and this is how it's impacted me, and my mama, my daddy, and da 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 da, and this, and they're this, and they're here, and they're this. And she said, okay, let's look at it like this, right? She was like, if you're on the stage, right, this is your show, this is your life, right, and you got people backstage, you got people on the front row, you got people in the middle seats, and people in the nosebleeds, and then you got people outside. She was like, how much people are on your front seats? How many people are on the stage with you? Are you in the center of the stage, or are you in the back and the curtains are closed and your face is peeking out through the curtains? And she was like, you need to start moving people around like Monopoly. Like, where are these
mhm,
pieces supposed to be in my life?
mhm,
Because at this
mhm.
point, everybody else outside of you has taken up so much space that you don't even know how to solely focus on you and what it is that you need, because you're worrying about how you can be everything to somebody
For
else.
everybody. Listen, my name is Shayola Benta, and I am a recovering people pleaser.
Hello, Shayola. Me too.
Shayola, how you doing, baby? I had an elder once tell me, she said, the more you tend to other people,
Yeah.
the less you tend to yourself, which means that I could tell that you don't respect yourself very much. I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, but I
Mm-hmm.
do. No, you don't. Because you'll tell somebody else yes before you will say no to them, knowing
For
that it's
you.
really a no for you. Like, I'm good on that. But
Yeah.
we do it because we don't want to hurt people's feelings. You know what? That wasn't my intention, but it's a no for me,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
it's a yes for me.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it will just again coming back to, I hear people talk a lot about we need to do this and we need to do that and we need to build this and we need. What did you eat for breakfast today? How many hours of sleep did you get?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did you talk to your ancestor or your spirit
Mm-hmm.
team?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it does not, I remember another elder saying, it doesn't make sense to rally together a whole bunch of diseased people who are not looking to get well. You got to do the work to be talking about you
Right.
trying to change something.
Mm-hmm.
Put your oxygen mask on first, please and
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
tend to you first, that for me is another reason why, in this season, just recognizing again, I'm not for everybody, y'all. Excuse
Yeah.
me, I cut the top off of my sweater.
Okay.
I cut a little too much.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
not to get it to go too far down. But anyway, my apologies if it has been distracting for you.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I am so happy to finally be in a space in my life where I have been shown that there's nothing outside of you that can make you as happy as you desire to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
the codependence, and even recognizing that people pleasing is a byproduct of codependency. The feeling of needing to be needed, but you need you. You know what I'm saying? So don't neglect you to be of a need to somebody else who is almost, especially those, because I'm not saying it's everybody, who are like bottomless cups.
Yeah.
You just keep pouring and pouring, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard one of my girlfriends said to me earlier today when she was sharing her good news, like, I don't want to hear that shit no more.
Yeah. Not there yet.
You get to like,
Mm-mm.
because why are we talking about this?
Yeah.
Or why are we still here? And again, people are going to go through their things, but and I was one of those people, just, this is the problem. This is the problem. Girl, you the
Mm-hmm.
problem. It's you. You's
Yeah.
the issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to go and sit and figure out why that is.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah.
Mhm.
You the problem. See, when you gotta talk to yourself like that, you gotta be able to take it. You gotta be able to
Mhm.
understand what yourself is saying to yourself when you
We
gotta
just had
understand
fun.
that it was you.
Mhm.
It was you. Yeah.
You do.
Now, as we are navigating back into the kitchen, if we were to have a peek into your kitchen during
Mhm.
prep or, as you're preparing a delicious meal, and the meals are delicious, so I'm going to let y'all know right now, sidetrack. I know she said that if she makes meals for you, she loves me very much because I get a lot of meals. Um,
You is right. You is right.
I've had lots of meals in my lifetime so far. But what sound, what smell, what rhythm would we find in your kitchen?
Mm. The sound of clang, 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 clang. Um, it would be, I think, that of, I'm falling in love with curry and marsala. Like those are so warm and homey to me. So you would probably smell something that will take you into maybe an earthy vibe within you, um, and then a warm one where you feel all fuzzy on the inside,
Mm.
and then you do a little sway with the clang 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 clang. Because I'm gonna clang some pots.
Okay.
I'm gonna clang some pans. What are you doing in there? I'm looking for. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Or you might just hear a quiet hum from the dehydrator. It
Yeah.
depends.
Yeah.
It depends. Raw food is definitely an art, right? And it takes time and electricity.
Hmm.
So in some cases,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
in
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
cases, if
Most
you're
cases.
making a whole meal, if you're making a
Hmm.
whole meal.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
So
And
warmth,
oh, for warmth.
warmth, a whole lot of warmth. I feel warmth.
Yeah. That makes me think about the soups that you make. And it definitely gives a whole lot. What was that one soup that we kept asking you to make over and over again during circle? It was something with chickpeas that you started making
I
towards
made
the
a
end.
variation of that today.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I love it. So preparing food or culinary artistry runs on both sides of my family. Both my mother and father um, come from a long line of those who love culinary arts as well. So it's literally in my blood.
Yes, it is.
But I love to make a soup. Shout out to my mom for, you know, um, setting the soup stage. Also, side note,
Mm-hmm.
I will be preparing, we'll post soon, but the menu that I have chosen for this next event is the hard way, three different types of soups. So if you do want to taste a thing, be on the lookout for that post.
Yes. Okay. Get
Mhm.
into it.
Mhm.
Let's remember. Now, for the women who are listening, who is hungry for something deeper, not just food, but soul nourishment, what do you want her to remember today?
Ooh, I would like for her to remember that every little thing that she needs, she requires, she already has.
Mm-hmm.
She is an absolute superpower in and of itself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She is so fly and dynamic with the amount of gifts, talents, and skills the Most High has given just her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there's nobody else like her.
Mm-hmm.
So do you.
Do you, boo?
So,
Do you, boo?
mhm,
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
mhm.
Okay. Now, Sister Shayola, how can the community stay connected to you with your work? What handles do you have? Instagram, YouTube, email, whatever you want to share.
So Instagram is at Shayola Benta,
Mm-hmm.
Binta.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, I just posted my second video, but it's Big Mama's Greenhouse, Umi Shayola. And I am also, I guess it's not really a replacement, it's an elevation of
Okay.
Holistic Alea, which is now going to be called the Green Plate Society. So to email, you would send it to the
Mm-hmm.
G Plate Society at Gmail for now.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm,
And are
hmm,
there
hmm.
any, I know you said there's an event come up. Do you and the sisters have anything going on this weekend? I've heard there was something going on.
Well, thank you for
Mhm.
that. Yes, we will be at the RVA Black Farmers Market, 1213 Westwood Avenue, if you are in Richmond, Virginia. We have been striving to and have come out every fourth Sunday of the month. So we'll be there this Sunday coming and next month, the fourth Sunday. And that has been such a thrill, to a dream come true, really, to be able just to be in a tent vibing and sharing your gifts.
Mhm.
We are a very much talented bunch of ladies. So if you're in Richmond, come get you a hold on a minute.
What you got for
So
us,
shout
sister?
out to, I tried to do this earlier today, but I couldn't. I
Oh,
know
is
you
that from
can't.
my eyes?
This is Green Vibes RVA. It's like if you sold a box like this, I would get
Seriously.
it.
Seriously.
Hmm. But we have different types of house plants. She has just beautiful options. I'm not going to pull them all out, but um, we have crystals. We have still some of the ease line from our sister V. I'll be there doing energy readings. So again, if you want to, tap into what's going on inside of you, and then need some healing aids to
Yeah.
start your journey or continue on in your journey, we are there for you.
Amen.
Hmm.
Amen. Amen. Beautiful. So excited for all the things that, the collective is doing out there in the community, being
Hmm.
seen and, on the forefront. So we have some people that are here with us. Does anybody have any questions for us? We see Green Vibes RVA is in the building. Hey,
Yeah,
Ariane. Green
hey,
Vibes
darling.
was with us on our last live last week. Um,
Mm, doing her
mhm,
thing. Hmm,
doing her thing,
hmm,
doing it, how she be doing it.
hmm.
Anybody else have any questions for Sister Shayola? Going once, going twice.
Oh, so thank you, Ari. She put in the chat, follow Sana. So we are on Instagram,
Mhm.
sana.onearth. Sisters anchored in natural alignments on earth. Right.
Amen.
So again,
Amen.
we do not mix energy over here. And I feel like I had to say that with my chest. We harmonize it. Everybody has their own lane, and we don't mix energy over here.
Ashe, Ashe. There it is. Well,
Mhm.
y'all, today was another episode of Women Who Remember. We had my beautiful sister, Shayla, Umi, Shay, Binta. If this conversation fed you, share with the woman you love and let it be a reminder that healing begins in the heart and sometimes in the kitchen. Maybe
Mm.
remember that every meal, every ritual, and every breath is a chance to return home to ourselves. So Jay, I thank you so much for coming on today. It was beautiful. In the spirit of closing out, hold on one second. Let me make sure I got the one moment. Everybody be patient. Let me make sure that's the
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Oh, oh, okay. I was like, something ain't right. Okay. Okay. Just to close us out.
Okay.
Be here.
Okay. I'm getting it.
This is for you. I don't know if it's
Thank you, my
okay.
love.
Yeah.
I hear it. My dad. Hold on. Let me see if I can get him real quick. So
Okay.
I can hear it.
Okay.
This is red wine, which is my
Yes.
dad. One of his favorite, one of his favorite songs. And
Mm-hmm.
here he is.
Big up to the
Next
ancestors.
year.
What's
He
the
has been.
mathematics side? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Look,
yeah,
he
yeah.
said 718.
Okay.
718. Brooklyn style, baby. So thank you so much for playing
Yes,
that. He has been on
yes.
me heavy. I
Hmm.
miss him so much. Thank y'all. Thank you to my community, my tribe who has, you know, held me up when it's been it's been the time. But
Yes.
I'm grateful. I'm
Hmm.
grateful. So thank you for playing that. Now I'm gonna go play it
Yes,
while I
play
eat one more
it.
plate. One more plate. I know it's dark outside, but I just
Okay,
one more.
it's Friday. What you having? Sugars?
No, actually, I did my rendition of um a coconut curry chickpea,
Okay,
but we had, oh my gosh, the eggplant. We have so many things in the
okay.
I love you too, Ari, in the garden. So
Hmm.
making like a
Hmm.
medley, but
Hmm.
I love a good curry and coconut. It just does
Hmm.
something to my
Yeah,
spirit.
it's quite good. Well, yes, I love you. I love you, Ariane. Thank you for coming, Mama
I love you
Priya,
too.
V, Cece, everybody who came and joined
I
us
love
today.
you.
We love you so
Thank
very much.
you.
And we'll check you on our next episode. Peace. Bye, sis.
Peace. I love you.